My precious child, in those still moments of your heart, when the noise of the world subsides and you find yourself in the sacred space of our communion, I want you to listen closely to these words I have for you. During times of trial and uncertainty, when the path seems unclear and the burden heavy, know that I draw closest to you. I whisper truths that go beyond your earthly understanding. You see, my beloved, the journey I have set before you is not just about you. The struggles you face, the mountains that seem insurmountable, and the valleys that appear endless, these are not merely personal challenges. They are canvases upon which I paint my glory, stages where I demonstrate my incomprehensible power and boundless love. Sometimes your struggles are about me. They are about revealing to a world lost in darkness the radiant light of my presence. They show those who have lost hope that with me all things are possible. Your trials, my child, are often the very vessels through which I pour out my grace, not just for you, but for all who witness your journey. When you feel overwhelmed, remember this truth. I am the God who parted the Red Sea, who brought water from a rock, who made the walls of Jericho fall with a shout. I am the same God who sent my only Son to conquer death itself for you. Do you think the challenges you face are beyond my power? No, my beloved, they are opportunities for me to showcase my strength in your weakness. In those moments when you feel you cannot take another step, when the weight of your circumstances threatens to crush your spirit, lean into me, for it is in your surrender that my power is perfected. Your vulnerability becomes the stage for my invincibility. Consider the story of David and Goliath. To human eyes, it was an impossible matchup, a young shepherd boy against a seasoned warrior giant. But David's victory was never about his own strength or skill. It was about demonstrating to Israel, to the Philistines, and to all who would hear the story throughout history, that I am a God who delights in making the impossible possible. Your life, my child, is much like David's confrontation with Goliath. The giants you face, be they illness, financial struggles, relational conflicts, or inner battles, are not meant to defeat you. They are opportunities for me to show myself strong on your behalf. Each challenge you overcome through my strength becomes a testimony, living proof of my reality and power in a world that desperately needs to see it. Remember Joseph, sold into slavery by his brothers, unjustly imprisoned and forgotten in a foreign land. At every turn, his circumstances seemed to worsen, yet through it all, I was with him, working out a plan far greater than he could have imagined. His struggles were not just about him, but about preserving a nation, about positioning him to save many lives. Your trials, like Joseph's, may be preparing you for a purpose beyond your current understanding. In the depths of your difficulties, I want you to see beyond the immediate pain. Look with eyes of faith and see the potential for my glory to be revealed. Your perseverance in adversity, your unwavering trust in my goodness even when circumstances suggest otherwise, these are powerful witnesses to a watching world. When you praise me in the storm, you declare to principalities and powers that I am worthy of worship, regardless of circumstances. When you choose joy in the midst of sorrow, you demonstrate the reality of my peace that surpasses all understanding. When you love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, you reflect my unconditional love to a world accustomed to retaliation and bitterness. My beloved, understand that your life is a living epistle, read by all around you. The way you navigate your trials speaks volumes about who I am. Your faith in the face of impossibilities becomes a beacon of hope for others wrestling with their own giants. Your testimony of my faithfulness becomes an anchor for those tossed about by the storms of life. Do not be discouraged when the path is difficult. Do not lose heart when victory seems distant. For it is often in these very moments that I am about to do my greatest work. Just as a diamond is formed under immense pressure, so too is your character refined in the crucible of trials. And just as gold is purified by fire, so is your faith strengthened through testing. Remember the words I spoke through my servant Paul, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Your struggles are not signs of my absence or indifference. On the contrary, they are opportunities for my power to be displayed in all its fullness. When you are weak, then you are strong, for it is then that you lean most fully on me. I want you to understand, my child, that the battles you face are often not just about your personal growth or refinement. They are about something far greater. They are about my kingdom advancing, about my name being glorified, about my power being demonstrated in ways that will impact generations to come. Think of Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt. The challenges he faced, from Pharaoh's hardened heart to the seemingly impassable Red Sea, were not just about freeing a group of slaves. They were about revealing my power to Egypt, to Israel, and to all nations. Every plague, every miracle, every impossible situation overcome was a testament to my sovereignty and might. Your life, like Moses's, is meant to be a living testament to my reality and power. The Red Seas you face, those impossible situations where there seems to be no way forward, are opportunities for me to part the waters, to make a way where there seems to be no way. And when I do, it's not just for your benefit, but for all who witness it, whether in person or through your testimony. I want you to see your challenges through this lens. That financial struggle? It's an opportunity for me to show myself as Jehovah Jireh, your provider, in ways that will astound you and those around you. That health crisis? It's a chance for me to demonstrate my healing power, whether through supernatural intervention or by giving you a strength and peace that defies human understanding. That relational conflict that seems beyond repair? It's an opening for me to showcase my ability to reconcile and restore, turning ashes into beauty. My beloved, I am not a distant God, watching your struggles from afar. I am intimately involved in every aspect of your life. I collect your tears in a bottle. I know the number of hairs on your head. I am acquainted with all your ways. And in your struggles, I am right there with you, not just as an observer, but as an active participant. When you walk through the fire, I am with you. When you pass through the waters, they will not overwhelm you. For I am the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior. I have called you by name, you are mine. These are not just poetic words, my child, they are rock-solid promises upon which you can stake your life. In the midst of your trials, I want you to remember the cross. There, my son endured the ultimate struggle, not for his own sake, but for the redemption of all humanity. His suffering was the means by which my love and justice were perfectly displayed. In the same way, your struggles, when surrendered to me, become channels through which my love, power, and grace flow to a world in desperate need. Do not be afraid to be vulnerable in your struggles. Your honesty about your pain, your questions, your doubts, these do not diminish your witness. On the contrary, they make it more powerful. For when others see you wrestling yet still clinging to faith, it speaks volumes about the reality of your relationship with me. It shows that your faith is not based on circumstances, but on an unshakable trust in my character and promises. I want you to know, my precious one, that I see every tear, I feel every heartache, I understand every fear. Nothing in your life is hidden from me, and nothing is too hard for me to handle. When you don't have the words to pray, my spirit intercedes for you with groanings too deep for words. When you feel alone in your struggle, remember that I am closer than your very breath. Your perseverance in trials is not just about personal endurance, it's about showing the world the sustaining power of my grace. When you choose to trust me in the face of daunting odds, you're making a powerful statement about who I am. You're declaring to principalities and powers that I am trustworthy, that my promises are sure, that my love never fails. Think of Job, my servant, who endured unimaginable loss and suffering. His trials were not just about testing his faith. They were about proving to Satan, to the heavenly hosts, and to all who would read his story throughout history, that there is a faith that clings to me, not for blessings, but for who I am. Your steadfastness in trials, like Job's, reverberates through the spiritual realm, strengthening the faith of others and bringing glory to my name. I want you to see your life as part of a greater narrative. The story I'm writing through you is meant to intersect with and impact the stories of countless others. Your triumph over that addiction may be the very testimony that gives hope to someone else trapped in the same struggle. Your peace in the midst of that financial crisis may be what opens the eyes of a skeptic to my reality. Your forgiveness toward that person who hurt you deeply may be the key that unlocks the chains of bitterness for someone else. Remember, my child, that I am the author of your story, and I do not write tragedy. Even the darkest chapters of your life are part of a beautiful narrative of redemption, restoration, and triumph. What the enemy meant for evil, I will turn for good. The very things that threaten to destroy you are the same things I will use to elevate you, to showcase my glory, to draw others to myself. So, my beloved, do not despise your struggles. Embrace them as opportunities to know me more deeply, to trust me more fully, to reflect me more clearly. Your life surrendered to me is a powerful tool in my hands. Together, we will turn your trials into triumphs, your pain into purpose, your struggles into stories of my faithfulness that will inspire and encourage many. Know that I am with you, now and always, and that I am working all things together for your good and my glory. Your life is not just about you, it's about something far greater. It's about me, about my kingdom, about my glory being revealed in and through you. I love you with an everlasting love, and I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Your loving Father,